It's like Jordan in his prime.
EBS. 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 Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back?
Can't go anywhere.
Guess who's back? Yo.
They've already turned it off.
This is your boy G, and my mic sounds nice. Check one. This is G, the educated.
It's been so long, Gilbert forgot the name of our podcast. Hi guys, it's Lindsay and Gilbert, and if you are here, you've come back to the Educated Black Siblings EBS podcast. Ooh, ooh.
I don't know what episode this is.
I think we stopped at 10.
I think this is episode 12.
No, I think we did 10, and we saw new heights and explored new territories.
So we've been gone for a while, and we apologize for that. Or it feels like a while. I think it's just been a month, but we are back. We are live. We are direct. We are neither of those last two things. We are not live or direct.
But we are back because we're EBS.
We still don't have a theme
We're the
song.
show that you missed now, but we're back for you in your ear holes.
Don't ever say ear holes
I
again.
hated it.
At any rate, for first-time listeners, my name is Gilbert. I am educated. I am black, and I am Lindsay's sibling. That is the reason for the name of the podcast. We are the Educated Black Siblings. What we do here is we're gonna get together every fortnight, talk about what's going on in the world. We start off with more serious-esque topics, and then we dive into pop culture, music, movies, etc., TV shows. We do dive in. We dive in.
Oh.
But yeah, that's it, man. This is episode either 111 or 112.
Peaches and cream. I'm sorry, we're doing a lot of singing.
Yeah, we got to stop that. They're going to sue us.
It's fine.
At any rate, at the end of every podcast, we do a top 5. Today's top 5 will be our top 5 90s sitcoms. Lindsay, how you been?
About sitcoms or just in life?
Just, life.
I mean,
people haven't talked to you in a while, man.
They haven't. I've missed y'all so much, but y'all have let us know that you missed us as well. So here we are back again. I've been good, man. Part of the reason we've kind of been away from our lovely listeners is that we've just been busy. Life just kind of hits. I think I've mentioned this before on the podcast. I'm a teacher, but I'm also a coach. And basketball season just started. So when I tell you I have no free time, I've got zero free time. So that's part of the reason. I apologize, podcast people, but trying to get two full grown-up schedules to link up on a regular basis is kind of hard sometimes, even when it's your brother. But we here, we back, we is ready to go. We is live in this mug.
So we got a Facebook page coming. Educated Black Siblings Facebook page is going to debut soon. And when that drops, make sure you like it, share it, etc.
It's not an album, Gilbert.
Man, it's coming.
Man, when that drops, it's dropping high. You better catch it.
Bruh, I'm telling you. And then 2018, we're going to do some big things. We're going to do a live podcast, live stream via Facebook and or Instagram. We're gonna figure that out. And we're going to do something big for the end of the year, right? So you guys know we do like top 5s every podcast. But we're going to do our year-end EBS awards. You know what I mean? Like best movie, best album, best podcast. Yeah, so we're gonna definitely do that. But thank you guys, as my sister mentioned, for the support. I really appreciate all of the angry messages that I got, wondering where the next episode was. But here it is. So there's that.
We're back, baby.
So follow us at all the normal things. Instagram,
all the normal things.
The EBS podcast. Same on Twitter. I sound a little dejected, and that is because of net neutrality. So
okay, let's just go ahead and dive into it.
So net neutrality was one of the first things that we talked about on our podcast. I think it was like episode number 2, right? But for those of you that don't know, net neutrality is it's a principle or a set of rules that basically says that internet providers or ISPs like Comcast, Verizon, AT&T cannot directly control what we see and do online by way of blocking, throttling, or paid prioritization, which you'll also hear called fast lanes, right? So essentially, net neutrality stops AT&T from doing something like saying, Netflix, you need to pay us $5 billion a year if you want us to continue to stream your services on AT&T Uverse, right? So that hurts companies not like Netflix if net neutrality is not there. But what people also fail to understand is that it also hurts the consumer, right? This would allow, if they get rid of net neutrality, which is what they're trying to do, it would allow companies like AT&T or Verizon or any internet provider to say, hey, you know what? If you want to be able to look at Netflix and YouTube and HBO Go, you're going to have to pay $5.99 a month to get our deluxe streaming package, right? So basically what net neutrality does is exactly what it sounds like, right? It makes the net neutral, free, and equal for all. But the chairman of the FCC is trying to repeal net neutrality. He introduced some rules back in the summer, and they're having a vote on December 14th. So it's very, very important that we all go to gofccyourself.com or fcc.com or change.org or any of the numerous websites where you can go and make your voice heard to make sure that you let your legislators know that you want net neutrality to still be a thing. Right?
Yeah.
I talked about like the entertainment side of it, right? But if you give the companies the ability to throttle or block certain websites, I mean, I don't want to sound extreme, but that's like the first step to fascism, right? Like if Trump goes to AT&T and says, hey, I don't want any of these liberal sites to be able to get through, if net neutrality isn't there, AT&T can just say, all right, let's shut these modes down. Let's slow them all the way down.
In no way, shape, or form has had an extreme statement that you just made.
Because he does attack the media. That's fair.
Like, that is absolutely within the realm. 100%, which is terrifying. But no, net neutrality scares me. I still am one of those people that's like, I don't fully understand what this means, but I get the concept of AT&T being like, yo, you want this Netflix? You got to pay us $6 extra a month. And that's low-key terrifying to me. Like, I feel like that shouldn't be a thing that's happening out here.
If you like listening to this podcast, you should know that we actually use a free hosting service called archive.com to host our website. Archive.com is a site that does not charge a membership fee, which means that they don't make a lot of money, which means that when AT&T comes to them and says, hey, you need to pay us X amount of million worth of dollars if you want to continue to store all of this media and have it be able to be streamed on our networks, guess what? No more EBS, right?
Don't say
so
that.
I'm just saying, it's the truth.
No, I just think, unfortunately, I'm hoping that they go ahead and make sure this doesn't happen. But I think this is going to be one of those things where in hindsight, people are like, I wish I had paid more attention, or I wish that I had done something.
Yeah.
Because this is going to be one of those things where all of a sudden you're looking at your bills, or you're trying to go to such and such website and you can't, or the traffic is super, 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 super slow. And it's going to be one of those things like, oh, this is what they were talking about. This is why I can no longer pull up Hulu the way that I want to. I don't know, man. I think it's terrifying.
And it's such a conflict of interest. Like, again, let's just think about... I have nothing against a company like AT&T, right? But it's like you have a company that owns, DirecTV or HBO, etc. Like, said company should not probably be able to also control access to those websites. It just makes sense. But it is what it is. You should go and... if you support net neutrality, you should go and make your voice heard.
If you don't... do better as a human.
Do better as a human, yeah. So, there's a very, very interesting human being, speaking of human beings, that has been doing...
Speaking of human beings.
He's been doing things, and I think it's important to talk about those things. His name is Donald Trump.
I'm not doing this.
I'm not doing what?
I'm not doing this. I'm not talking about
Donald Trump is fantastic.
I'm not. For who? For where? For why? Show
Our
me.
podcast. Our podcast is 25% Donald
I didn't
Trump.
sign up to do the Trump cast. Like, this is not what I want.
Trickity Trump. So he went to Asia. That was like last month.
He's been doing things.
He said a bunch of stuff. He insulted Kim Jong-un again. Didn't he call him a tiny, short, fat man?
No, he said he would never call him a tiny, short, fat man. That's what he said.
So he indirectly
So he literally called
tiny,
him
short, fat man.
tiny and short.
Yeah. So something interesting that I thought about Trump.
What'd you think about?
So Trump is here.
In America? Or like he's like the president?
He's in office.
Okay.
Let's say that Trump goes 4 years.
Okay.
He's going to want to get reelected.
That's not happening.
Usually, the presumptive nominee for the party is the sitting president. I'm wondering if the Republican Party is going to allow that to happen.
There's no way. They can't.
So this would be the first time in
Ever?
No, it's happened, but it's happened once or twice before where the sitting president has not been the nominee, but it's usually a case where either the existing president died and the vice president took over, so this wasn't somebody that the people actually voted for, or somebody got impeached. That's usually when it happens. But usually, if the president won the popular vote, oh, but there you go, he didn't. So there's that. But yeah, I was just thinking about that the other day. I think that if he makes it all 4 years, that's going to be a really, really interesting.
If he makes it.
Well, yeah, if he doesn't get impeached or if he doesn't quit, I think that it's going to be really, really interesting to see if the Republican Party supports him for the primaries, because he's going to have to run a primary campaign again. But usually they just throw out randos.
I don't know, man. I still need to double check myself and make sure that my news intake isn't completely biased, because there are some people out here that still fully, wholeheartedly support Donald Trump. And there's a lot of them. Isn't he still having rallies and stuff?
Yes.
People are here for him. I think there's no way on earth that he would get reelected or that the Republicans would back him, because I think he's doing way more damage to the party than good. But you surprised me once in November, so I'm sure you'll do it again. So we'll just have to wait and see on that one. But man, I just don't like that guy at all. Not even a little bit.
So I just Googled good things that Trump has done.
Okay.
Because I'm trying not to
Hey, listen. The EBS podcast is all about positivity. Okay?
I'm trying not to be biased
and
here.
we're spreading good vibes around the world. Will he pardon a turkey for Thanksgiving? Happy Thanksgiving, by the way, y'all.
It was Thanksgiving.
I hope y'all...
I can't find any...
I wish y'all could see. Gilbert is literally on his phone, eyebrows furrowed, he's looking, trying to find.
The economy is doing okay.
Okay.
So that's good, but that's leftover from Obama, so there's that.
I'm sure that Twitter's activity has increased thoroughly in the last year.
Okay, I'm sure he's done some positive things. I need more time. Next podcast, I'm going to have a list of positive things.
No. We're not going to allocate time for Trump on the podcast. No.
This is the Trump date on the podcast.
I'm not doing this.
All right, so Trump, you should know that North Korea is never going to give up their nuclear weapons program. So there's that. Did you see that he tweeted, I don't have the tweet in front of me, but he tweeted something like, yeah, Time let me know that they wanted me to be the man of the year again. And I said, nah, I'm not going to do that. Then Time was
like, that's not how that works, Donald.
Time tweeted, they said, we don't communicate to anybody who our Time Person of the Year is going to be until mid-December. So there's nothing factual about.
So did he straight up just lie?
He just made it up.
I don't understand.
He just made it up.
But why?
And Time never gives Man of the Year or Person of the Year, to the same person 2 years in a row. So that's funny.
Who do you think the Time Person of the Year will be?
Donald Glover. Because he's amazing.
He is amazing, but he was kind of quiet this year.
He was in Spider-Man.
I didn't see that.
You should have seen Spider-Man. No, who do I think is going to be Time Person of the
Somebody
Year?
made an interesting suggestion. They were like, women, in general. Just the female race.
That's a very 2017 thing.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
But, this was a very 2017 year, so.
It was. 2017 was the most 2017 year that we have had.
Out of all the years.
Ever. Women.
I think Cardi B, hands down, should be Times Person of the Year.
That's not going to happen, but I agree.
But we'll get into that later.
Also be the Person of the Year.
Or, who should be Person of the Year?
Who?
Lavar Ball.
Lavar. I can second that. Lavar Ball. So, first and foremost, free Leangelo. I can't even say the boy's name.
Which one is it?
Leangelo is the one that got locked up in China. First of all, you're an idiot, sir.
But I don't think he stole the thing.
Okay, if you didn't steal the thing, you're not an idiot.
Well, no, I think.
But if you stole something in China, you're an idiot.
He's still an idiot, but I don't.
But you play basketball good, boy.
You play basketball good.
Yeah.
I think it was the whole, like, 3 of them got caught, and they did the whole, oh, we're not going to snitch on our buds. So they just took them all.
Yeah, so the code works everywhere except China.
Except for China. In China, I'm sorry.
If I'm with my partners and you doing something in China,
you got to go.
Bro, you on your own,
I'm not about to spend time in the Chinese jail.
You on your own, bro.
I ain't got a Lavar Ball to come bail me out.
They have a 99% conviction rate in China. Like, to even think about stealing something in China is ridiculous.
We will get you.
But so LiAngelo got out, so that was good.
But how did he get out, Gilbert?
I mean, according to Lavar Ball, Trump didn't help at all.
I can't.
But I don't know. I'm not gonna go through all of the Trump tweets, but I thought it was upsetting to me that Trump tweeted at 19-year-old children and said, "I wonder if the UCLA players will thank me for getting." Like, why are you doing that? Like, did every political prisoner that every president has ever, like, helped in life, have they been like, I hope these refugees thank me? It doesn't make sense.
Here's my thing. I'm not agreeing with anything that Trump does.
I mean, he's done some good stuff. I just haven't found it yet.
We don't know where it is. What I will say is that, I mean, if Trump bailed me out, if he really did bail me out and get me out of jail in China, I'm going to issue a thank you. But apparently the boys did say thank you. So
they did.
That should have been it.
That should have been it. But then LaVar came out and LaVar'd. LaVar Ball is the best, first and foremost. I wholeheartedly support LaVar Ball, black excellence, right? But so LaVar Ball came out and he was like, man, President Trump ain't helped me do nothing. And then Trump proceeded
to go on all the
proceeded to name check.
I can't.
LaVar Ball on Twitter.
And Gilbert pointed something out to me, which I think he's probably going to mention, but it's the fact that he made sure he spelled the name correctly with the capital V.
He put respect on LaVar's name. Like, autocorrect does not automatically correct V's in the middle of your name. Like, he put respect on his name. He said, it wasn't the White House. It wasn't the State Department. It wasn't Father LaVar's so-called people on the ground in China that got his son out of a long-term prison sentence. It was me. Too bad. LaVar is just a poor man's version of Don King, but without the hair. A poor man's version of Don King, but without the hair. Just think, LaVar, you could have spent the next 5 to 10 years during Thanksgiving with your son in China, but no NBA contract to support you. Remember, LaVar, shoplifting is not a little thing. It's a really big deal, especially in China. Ungrateful fool. First and foremost, LaVar's other son is in the NBA.
Yeah, like...
So, he would have still had an NBA check to support him.
It's fine. It's fine.
So the president of the United States just called a citizen of the United States a poor man's Don King, but without the hair, and then called him an ungrateful fool. So when Obama was fixing our country's economy, and you were still calling him an illegal Kenyan, he never called you an ungrateful fool, Donald.
Okay.
You made a lot of money under the Obama presidency. Well, we don't know because we haven't seen your tax return.
We don't know what he was out here doing. Oh, no.
Oh, man, that's funny. But I just think it's very, very interesting that the president is attacking, I want to say private citizens, but LaVar Ball is a celebrity. But shout out to LaVar for the win. Somebody calculated that he got about $13 million of free advertisement thanks to Donald Trump. So I don't want to talk about this anymore. Donald Trump is ridiculous.
Well, we got one more thing to talk about. There was a tweet after Trump was going off on LaVar Ball or whatever.
What did it say?
This guy named Greg Sargent, who like has a blog and he wrote stuff. He tweeted this. He said, Trump's rage tweets about LaVar Ball are part of a pattern. Trump regularly attacks high-profile African Americans to feed his supporters belief that the system is rigged for minorities. And Trump's response to this, in all caps with an exclamation mark, was "Make America Great Again." And I feel like this can be taken multiple different ways and interpreted different ways.
There's only what are the different ways?
I don't know. I'm trying to pretend. Listen.
Let me count the ways.
I know we're a year into this, but I'm still trying to live my life as if he isn't who he is, and I'm trying to pretend that we don't have the president that we do. But man, you can't do that, dog. You can't say these things.
He tweeted that at 6:31 a.m. in the morning. That was the first thing that he did when he woke up.
Because that's the first thing he does every day.
So Trump regularly attacks high-profile African Americans. ... Make America great again. That is that how you're making America great again, Donald? That is the implication there.
I agree with him. That's what he does. Oh, man. I mean, does he not?
Oh man, we gave Trump 20 minutes of hits.
Too much Trump.
It is too much Trump.
He's Trump on the podcast.
But yeah, I don't like that. That tweet is scary. That he doesn't see anything wrong with that statement. He didn't feel the need to say, no, I don't attack high-profile black men. I attack high-profile everybody. Like, he didn't say that.
No, he said,
make America great again.
We're going to get these blacks on out.
You know what's helping make America great again?
What?
The Boy Scouts, they let girls in now. So
tell me more about how that's making the country great.
I don't know, but the Girl Scouts were upset about it. So first of all, I was trying to I researched this for like 30 minutes because I was trying to figure out why they did this. So the best that I could find was that a girl that's going to be in the Boy Scouts told NBC News, "I just want to do what the Boy Scouts do. Earn merit badges, and earn the Eagle Award. The Girl Scouts is a great organization, but it's just not the program I want to be a part of. I think girls should have the opportunity to be a member of any organization they want, regardless of gender." Which is true. I can't disagree with that statement at all.
No offense to all of the Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts that are listening, but I think both of those organizations are trash. Like,
man, that's messed up.
Like, literally, I went to one meeting. They called me a brownie, which, okay. That's problem number one. Number two, we sat there where we realized that the whole purpose was for them to pimp us out to sell Girl Scout cookies. And it's like, what is that it? Like, the very first meeting, the interest meeting, was about, hello, okay, you either we're brownies or daisies. Somebody called me a brownie. That may have been racist. But they're like, all right, your goal, sell these cookies. The very first meeting.
I just want to let you know the Girl Scouts are coming for you.
Are they?
So that's that.
You can come through because I think your cookies are trash.
It's a leadership organization. It's built. Both organizations are built to try to instill in young children like
proper
life skills, selling techniques, etc. The Girl Scouts clapped back though. The Girl Scouts were not happy about the Boy Scouts letting in girls. The Girl Scouts told ABC, "The Boy Scouts house is on fire. Instead of addressing systematic issues of continuing sexual assault, financial mismanagement, and deficient programming, the Boy Scouts of America's senior management wants to add an accelerant to the house fire by recruiting girls." They said Girl Scouts is the best leadership organization in the world, created with and for girls. We believe strongly in the importance of all girl-led, girl-friendly environment that Girl Scouts provides, which creates a free space for girls to continue, learn, and thrive. And it's like, I don't really have a dog in this race, but I'm just being honest with you. My daughter, I'm not putting my daughter in the Boy Scouts, bro. I'm just like, I don't know.
But to be fair, you're also not going to put your daughter in Girl Scouts. So.
That's fair. But if my daughter came to me and was like, I want to be in Boy Scouts, like, just no.
Just no.
No, you're not going to be in Boy Scouts.
Why?
Because the Boy Scouts house is on fire. Instead of addressing systematic issues of continuing sexual assault, financial mismanagement, and deficient programming.
Did you know that the Boy Scouts also sell things? They sell popcorn. You know what's crazy? I've lived a whole almost 26 years. Did not know that they sell popcorn till about a couple months ago. So, I mean, maybe the house is on fire because their marketing strategies are not working.
But they recruit girls now. So there's that.
Okay, well, bravo to you, to the girls, to the boys. I don't really know.
I just want to know what Ja Rule thinks.
Ja Rule?
Yeah, Ja Rule. Where's Ja?
Where's Ja Rule is actually going to be in San Antonio on December 2nd.
Why do you know that?
Because somebody posted on Twitter the other day. They're like, hey, I got to sell my Ja Rule and Ashanti tickets. They're doing a show together.
It's murder.
Okay. It's fine.
So speaking of entertainers, not moving over to the pop culture side yet, but when it comes to 2017 being 2017, we've seen a lot of celebrity people step out and talk about issues, right? So there's the whole NFL protests, and then NBA players are doing things. Ben Affleck been talking about social issues like forever.
But we don't have time.
Or is it Matt Damon?
Both.
One of them. Is both of them?
Both.
My question for you is, do you want your entertainers talking about those sorts of things?
I think it's weird, man. I think that if you have a platform to be able to speak on things, that you should be able to speak on them.
I agree.
And we can't get mad if somebody's opinion doesn't line up with our opinion. If they have that platform, they should be allowed to use it.
I agree. I hate it specifically for athletes when, like, athlete A in whatever sport says how he feels about whatever political thing, and then people say, "Man, just play football, dog."
Yeah.
I don't like that. There's no other private citizen is told that, like, because of their job, right?
No.
And I think you hit the nail on the head, right? If you have a platform and you want to use your platform to voice whatever issue you have, I think that should be fine. I think that just on the opposite token, we just have to make sure that we're respecting everybody's right to do that, right? So, I mean, you don't have to like Tom Brady, but I mean, if Tom Brady supports Trump and he wants to wear a "Make America Great Again" hat, like, you can't attack him. That's exactly the same thing as people having the right to kneel during the national anthem, right? Everybody has the right to express their views. But I don't particularly have an issue with our entertainers doing that, but I do have an issue with people trying to force our entertainers to do that, right?
What do you mean?
So people will be like, "Oh man, if you in the NFL, you should just not play. You should just not play. That'll get their attention. Why don't you not go to your job?
No.
You ain't never been to a protest in your life. You won't even. I told you to go to fccyourself.org to make sure that you can still have the internet. You ain't even gonna do that.
Yeah.
And you trying to tell these men to put their livelihoods on the line. Well, I hate that. That doesn't make sense.
It's an issue when you try to lump everybody in together based off of what you believe they should believe, and that's not how this works. I mean, I support the NFL. Well, I did when they were all protesting for the specific reason that Colin Kaepernick started protesting for. But, it's okay to be black and not kneel during the pledge. Like, it's okay. You don't have to do that. That's not a thing that you have to do just because everybody around you is doing it. I think that actually does more detriment to the protest itself when you join in just because you feel peer pressure to, or just because somebody's telling you to. If you're not wholeheartedly in it, if it's not something that applies to you, if you don't think or believe strongly about that ideal or that principle, then you shouldn't be talking about it anyway.
Preach.
I mean, so I agree that they should have the ability to do and to speak out on things and use their platform for that. But if they choose not to, then okay. But see, we're also going to get people that say, "Oh, well, your silence speaks volumes." Like, we'll have those kinds of people. It's like, I don't really know how to address them.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
And I just want to warn you guys ahead of time, right? There are a lot of issues that we want to dive into today. We haven't been here for a month, so you might have to split this podcast in two. You know what I'm saying? Just because it's going to be a long one, guys. Hang in for the ride. I have a...
Is it?
Or it may not. It may be really short. Either or. If it's short, listen to it twice. You know what I'm saying? So, Lindsay.
Yes.
I have a question for you.
Okay, go ahead. I like questions.
Who's your favorite comedian? The silence.
I don't know how to answer that question. John Mulaney.
John Mulaney is your favorite comedian. So, the silence spoke volumes there, people. Because if you don't know this about my sister, one of her favorite comedians is...
Listen.
Louis C.K.
Listen.
So, I would like to talk about all of the molestation that has...
He didn't molest anyone. Okay, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. I'm not defending Louis C.K. I'm going to be quiet. Go ahead and talk.
So here's my question. We've talked about this before, right? So we got Kevin Spacey. Kevin Spacey. First of all, I need to talk about this.
Listen, Kevin.
Kevin
got
Spacey.
Some grievances with you.
Kevin Spacey tried to take advantage of the fact that it was 2017, and it seems like if you're not a regular person, because coming out is still extremely hard for regular people, and I'm sure it's hard for celebrities as well, but it seems like there's an outpouring of support whenever a celebrity comes out as homosexual or trans or whatever, right? Kevin Spacey molested somebody and then said, "But I'm gay," like that was gonna make it go away, and we were just like, "No, Kevin, you can't.
That's not how that works.
That's not how that works, Kev. We're not gonna support you."
Okay, you can be a terrible gay person.
Yeah, like
it's okay.
You still molest, and then you were not even apologetic about it.
No.
Kevin Spacey basically came out and said, "Hey, if that happened, sorry for you. I was drunk.
I've been dealing with some things.
But I'm gay."
By the way,
you can't do that.
Gay.
Like you can't hide behind like that's a disgrace to people that are actually like trying to come out and like live their lives in the way that they want to live their lives,
and
right?
not
For you to
people.
And not like, molestation.
They're out here just having rough lives that can't come out because whatever
Is not
reason.
funny.
It's not. I'm not laughing at it.
But yeah, I'm kind of sad that House of Cards got canceled.
Listen,
but
you had one more season, bruh. Like I don't. Whatever.
So my question for you is, we've talked about this before, but since it keeps coming up in the news, so you got Louis C.K., you got Kevin Spacey, got a list of all of these other people that, you know, women and men alike are just coming out of the woodworks and saying this person molested me.
Yeah.
What are we supposed to do with that information? So like,
oh my god.
no. I mean, as far as a celebrity, right? Because these people aren't going to be prosecuted.
Well,
right?
I think the goal is to, no pun intended, to, you know, knock down the house cards. So it's like if Kevin Spacey may have done this over 20 years ago, so it may be out of the statute of limitations for him to be prosecuted on, but look how much damage that is going to have to his career. Like, Kevin Spacey is never going to be revered the way that he was. Kevin Spacey lost one of the most successful Netflix original series. You know what I mean? Something that's won him countless awards. I mean, I think when you're guilty in the eyes of the public, you know, that kind of, I mean, that's really all you need. That's really
true.
Punishment enough. Not really, but.
So do you think Louis C.K. can bounce back? It's like when we have situations like, so molestation or like sexual assault is not something that you got to tread lightly there, right? But it's like in a situation like Louis C.K., it's like, do we continue to support these people? It's like,
so Louis C.K. has been charged with sexual harassment, not assault.
Right.
I just want to clarify for him.
Sure.
What I will say is, I think as a comedian, that sometimes tragedy in life I don't want to say can be beneficial for you, but they can sometimes make that work for their good. Like Louis C.K., if you ever listen to a stand-up, has been a horrible person for years. Like, Louis C.K. has openly said inappropriate racial slurs and inappropriate things. Like, he's like, that has never hurt him before. Now, yes, he's going to take a hit, of course. He just lost some show that he was starting or some movie that he was
it was a movie that he was about to drop.
So, like, again, like, when you're guilty in the public opinion, like, that's going to hurt you. But I think as a comedian, he has some more leverage than somebody else. And also because of his charges, he has more of an opportunity to bounce back than other people.
I feel the same way that I felt about, like, Kevin Hart, though. But to a greater extent, because he...
What do you mean?
Like,
I don't want to lump Kevin into the same.
No. But what I said about Kevin Hart was that I'm fine with him being contrite or whatever, but I don't want to hear you joke about this.
But right? That's what I'm saying. Like,
I don't want to hear
Louis
C.K. make jokes about masturbating in front of women.
Louis C.K. is going to start his new special talking about. All right, so let's talk about it. Like,
all right, well, it's crazy. I mean, we talked about this a lot with like R. Kelly and such, right? It's like, do we continue to support these artists? I think it depends on the case, right? So you can't really lump them all into one. I think R. Kelly is a
bad example because black people will continue to support R. Kelly until the day he dies.
They're going to keep stepping in the name of love.
Name me one reunion you've been to where they didn't step in the name of love.
A white one. So speaking of, because I talked about Kevin Hart just recently, Kevin Hart seems to be doing all right. He seems to be doing just fine.
Is he? He just had a baby.
Did he?
Yeah,
that's
the baby
nice.
came. Was his name Kenzo?
I have no idea what his baby's name is.
His Kenzo.
There are people still like holding the grudge against him, but I'm just like, I mean, his wife seems to have forgiven him, so it's like, I mean, do we? I
think that we need to realize that Instagram is not real life. It's very easy to curate the life that you want people to think that you have on social media.
Wow.
But you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying anything. Aniko might be extremely happy, but I think it's really easy to smile and pose for pictures. when things were going on, because we didn't realize the turmoil that they were having in the relationship, but I'm sure she knew about it before it blew up. You know what I mean? So I think that these artists and celebrities give us an end to their lives for the most part through social media. But just think about your social media. Like, there are times, like, I've been at, we've been at our parents' house chilling for Thanksgiving this entire week. I've posted on social media, on Snapchat, maybe twice. You know what I mean? There are things that, like, have gone on here. There are things that I've done. There's games that I play with my family that people don't know.
That's true.
You know what I mean? But I don't know, man. Social media is weird, but I still love Kevin Hart.
Jumanji still looks trash, though. So there's that.
I really wish they hadn't remade Jumanji. Yeah. There's no need, but I love The Rock.
The Rock is feuding with Tyrese.
No. Tyrese is feuding with Tyrese. Maybe we need to talk about Tyrese, because
It's hilarious.
No. Tyrese has had a full-blown meltdown.
It's hilarious.
And he needs a hug. And I feel bad.
No, he just wants his daughter back.
Okay, but Tyrese is about to mess up all his money. Well, he doesn't have any, but
Tyrese has a Benihana's in his backyard.
That's why he doesn't have any money. He's out here begging Will Smith for money. You didn't hear about that?
That was hilarious. He said Will Smith gave him millions of dollars, and Will Smith was like,
nah. I wasn't there.
Didn't do that.
We'll be having hot takes all the time.
Pathological liar.
I don't even know that man.
I've never spoken to Tyrese.
Oh, Tyrese.
Yeah, Tyrese is the most.
Was Tyrese always that crazy?
I don't think. Well, I mean, he wasn't Baby Boy.
I hate that movie.
It's a good movie. It just comes on BT all the time.
Literally every day.
Yeah.
It's fine, but I feel bad for Tyrese, man. Sweet lady.
Don't do that.
Okay.
You know who I don't feel bad for?
Who?
Cardi B. Because Bodak Yellow is triple platinum.
Yes, Cardi.
Absolutely triple platinum. Cardi B is winning the year.
Let me tell you about Cardi B.
Tell me about Cardi.
I love her with my whole heart and soul. I have for quite some time. Did I send you that video she did on Instagram the other day where she was talking about her outfit?
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, 100,000 on my wrist outfit, $60 though. I love Cardi B.
She's the best.
I want to be BFFs with her, real life. I hope that she stays the way she is. I'm curious to see what her follow-up's going to be. She said she's going to drop a new single at the beginning of December.
She's been saying that for a while. I think that the trouble with Cardi B is I honestly believe that she has had several songs that she wanted to drop, and the label was like, this ain't the one.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. Like, she's got a wave that she's riding right now. I'm interested to see what she does. It's just it's interesting because she's not an album artist. Like, I'm not particularly checking for an album right now from Cardi B, but I do want to hear what her next single is going to be like you. So we'll hang on there and see what happens.
Like I said, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to the female rappers in the game, because female rap is in a good state. But as far as like mainstream female rap, I think that people are going to check for Cardi just because she has that popularity right now.
I mean, all three of them, really. So there's three.
We'll say all three of them.
No. There's three there's three people jostling really for the crown.
Cardi, Nicki, who?
Cardi, Nicki, and Remy. Remy
Remy's
because
not jostling.
Remy won Female Artist of the Year
at the BET Awards. BET did that.
Love yourself.
BET.
Love yourself. Why the Grammys more important than the BET Awards?
No. I'm not trying to diss the BET Awards.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is BET did that on purpose. Like, they were trying to start drama between Remy and Nicki.
Sheether's one of the best diss tracks I've ever heard.
That's
and
fantastic.
She had a number one.
She released that a year and a half ago.
Wait, she had a number one record too, just like Cardi, All the Way Up.
Yeah, with 13 million different features. Cardi did that song by herself.
All the Way Up has one feature. It's a song with Fat Joe.
Okay.
You are hating on Remy. Remy can rap, son.
Remy can. I never said Remy couldn't rap, but she's not jostling for the crown. No.
Well, I'm checking for all three of those albums. I'd like to hear the Cardi B album, the Nicki Minaj album.
Nikki, listen, Nikki. Do what you're going to do and get it done, because I don't have time for you.
Nicki's waiting on Cardi to drop first.
Is she really?
Yeah. That's what it seems like to me.
I feel like we've been waiting for a new Nicki project. When did Pink Print come out?
A while ago. There was a
Lord.
there's a confirmed rumor from industry insiders that on that Motorsport song, Nicki Minaj was dissing Cardi B, and she said her name originally. Like, but they made her change her voice.
The song that they're on together.
Yeah, she wasn't always on the. that was originally a Migos and Nicki Minaj song. Nicki Minaj was and this is all speculation, but it's been verified by industry sources, right? So the song was originally Cardi B and the Migos. Migos was dissing Cardi B, or not Migos. Nicki Minaj was dissing Cardi B on the song. Cardi B heard this, flipped out.
Because she's married to the Migos.
Well, she wasn't yet.
Well,
she was dating Quavo.
And then Offset.
Offset, sorry. And then you'll notice that around that time, she went crazy on social media and broke up with Homeboy via social media. People in the insider circles are saying that was because she heard this verse or whatever. But anyway, Nicki can rap, bro. Nicki had the best verse on that trash song. So, I mean, there's that.
Yeah, because it was her song.
Speaking of Nicki Minaj.
Hey, congrats to Cardi B and Offset.
Oh, yeah, congrats on the engagement. What's up with Malia Obama?
Malia Obama. What's up with Malia Obama is that she has some trash friends around her. And this is something that we're going to need to talk about.
You need better friends, Malia.
You need to have a better circle. Malia, I don't know why your dad, Barack, you need to call up Beyonce and sit her down with Malia to talk about your circle. Beyonce has come out with 2 full-blown albums where nobody spoke a word. Where she recorded an entire visual album,
video for like
13 songs, and nobody said anything.
Not a water boy.
Malia can't go to Whataburger without somebody Instagramming her eating the fries. Like I can't. But Malia was a video surfaced of her blowing smoke rings because she's in college and she's smoking because she's going to Harvard, and Harvard's difficult. You need a stress relief. Here's the thing. I don't care. At all.
I also don't care.
Like, I don't care. And it's like throughout Obama's presidency, if the biggest thing that you can find to knock him on is that he has a teenage daughter that's enjoying her life, then that's fine. But leave that girl alone. Like, she blew smoke rings. She went to a concert, was dancing with her friends, and everybody's like, oh my God, check them out. Let's go look at the Trumps. Let's go see what they've got in their past. Let's go dig up their stuff in their closets.
It's only Russians.
My main point is leave Malia alone. This is dumb. Malia, sweetheart, baby girl, you need some better friends. Like, you just do. Because it's trash that you can go enjoy yourself. This happens every single time.
That is true. So let's make it a point that this be the last time that we contribute to the Malia stuff. But that is a good point that, like, it's an interesting situation that celebrity kids are placed in that, like, Malia didn't choose to be the daughter of the president of the United States, right? She's a 19-year-old kid, or I guess she's 20. She's a 20-year-old kid going to Harvard. She's just enjoying her life, and we want to videotape it. Like, have some decency about yourself, man. Like, leave that girl alone. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy, man.
Taylor Swift dropped an album.
Who?
Taylor's. Oh, I forgot that why don't you like Taylor Swift again?
We're not. Listen here, y'all. Gilbert's trying to catch me in a hole because he wants to make me yell on the podcast. But I have calmed down. I'm on Thanksgiving break. I am relaxed and zen. So what you won't have me do is talking about Satan on the podcast.
Taylor Swift diss Kanye. Like, is that a thing in, like, pop music too? Like, they diss each other?
No, but Taylor Swift is in her own lane.
Taylor Swift on one of her songs said, "It was so nice being friends again. There I was giving you a second chance, but you stabbed me in my back while shaking my hand, and therein lies the issues. Friends don't try to trick you, get on the phone and mind twist you." She dropping bars, son. But she is definitely, like, she even did a very hip hop thing and, like, flipped some of Kanye's lines. Like, she said, "Here's a toast to my real friends," like pointing at the runway bars.
Have a toast to the douchebags. That was for you, Taylor, because we don't care how you feel, Taylor. Go pick up a guitar, go cry about it in the corner somewhere. That's it. Why is she still bringing this up, Taylor? You've already addressed this. This happened 3.5 years ago. The issue is because she doesn't have a new man to suck the venom out of right now, so she's gonna have to pick on something that she has in the past, and I don't have time for it. Didn't I tell you weren't allowed to have sound effects?
Yeah, but I got them back.
I can't. Anyways, main point is Taylor Swift. You won't be getting any more of our time on this podcast. Not on my watch. Not on my watch.
I haven't listened to Taylor Swift's album,
and we never will.
I probably will.
I probably will as well.
But I haven't. I mean, when she stops being a fool and streams it, I mean, I'm not gonna buy it.
I don't know. Listen here, and this is a shout out to one friend in particular that keeps tweeting that you're in a virtual line for Taylor Swift's concert tickets.
Bro, we don't care.
I will block you.
Wait, you're talking to a real person?
I'm talking to a real person. I almost said their name. I will block you.
Stop it.
Stop it. Nobody
no,
cares.
you stop it.
No,
I'm not talking to the
tell
lady.
her to stop it, then I'll stop it.
You're ridiculous.
Nobody cares.
So Post Malone. Tell me what you said again.
Post Malone looks like Oscar the Grouch.
Post Malone looks dirty.
I saw Post Malone. So I randomly, a couple of years ago, got a free ticket to go see Justin Bieber, which that was an eye-opening experience. But Post Malone opened for Bieber, which, why? Post Malone looks dirty. All of his songs sound the same. And I don't support him.
So Post Malone said that there's no substance in rap. He was like, if you're looking for lyrics or whatever, popular rap is not where you want to go for that. He just picked the wrong year, like, to say that, because we got Rhapsody, we got a Big Sean album, we got a Big Crit album, we got a new Wu-Tang album, we got a new Ghostface Killer album, we got a Sci-Hi to Prince album. But
let's pause. Did he specifically say popular music?
I think he did, yeah.
So then, in his defense, which I'm not defending Post Malone, I think he's trash, but I mean, those people that you just named, are they popular music right now?
They are, and that's a common misconception, and I hate it, right? Because people always talk about, oh, bars don't sell, whatever. Like, when you look at the highest grossing rap artist of all time, it's never the Lil Uzi Verts or the Post Malone even. Like, Kendrick Lamar still has the most albums sold of any rapper this year. Eminem is the highest gross.
Kendrick, but not Rhapsody.
Yeah, maybe not Rhapsody, but I'm saying the top of the list is always the bars.
It's always the bars.
J. Cole went double platinum. Like, J. Cole. What did Lil Uzi Vert's record actually sell? Like, yeah, he streams.
Know what an Uzi
like,
Vert is.
Like, yeah, he streams well, right? But his album didn't sell well. So he can get out of there with that. I don't want to hear that noise. Post Malone, don't come into my culture and then down my culture. We letting you live, Post. We letting you live with your little cornrows.
You showing your Miley, Post.
But you need to back up, Post. And I understood. Look, I understood what he meant. I understand the quote is taken a little bit out of context.
But
so I get it.
So what did he mean? Because my thing is that he doesn't have any substance in his music.
He doesn't.
So what are you talking about?
I'm a rock star. That song is lit though.
When I started falling out with it. Is that it, right?
Yeah, that's
I don't care. I don't care enough to listen to your music because you're trash. And you look like Oscar the Grouch.
Anyway, this isn't on the list of things to talk about, but I just named off some amazing albums. This has been a fantastic year in hip hop. Yeah, we've been in pop culture for a while,
fam. I know where we at.
Sci-Hi to Prince is one of the best rappers in the world, and he just dropped an amazing album.
I don't know why every time you say Sci-Hi to Prince, I think you're saying Royce da 5'9".
I'm not saying Royce da 5'9". Royce da 5'9" is also a fantastic rapper.
But that's who I think you're talking about.
No, I'm talking about Sci-Hi to Prince. I'm not ready to rate that album yet, but just know that it has a lot of bars on it. It's really good. You should listen to it. So much music has come out since our last podcast that I've been listening to. Don't have time to go through them all, but I'm really, really enjoying the Division album. I think everybody should listen to it and then let me know how you feel about it. I'm giving it 4.5 stars.
I haven't fully listened to Division. There's a couple of people that Gilbert are going to mention that I feel like it's good music, but you've got to be in the mood for. Like, I just haven't felt like sitting down listening to a Division album yet.
What music do you not have to be in the mood for? Like, every music has a specific mood, right? Chris Brown's album has too many songs on it.
Chris Brown is an interesting character. You know who I want to talk about? Jason Derulo. And let me tell you why. So Jason Derulo, he performed at the halftime of the Detroit Lions game. Do you know Jason Derulo, Gilbert? Why are you making that face? No, the reason why I say this is that Jason Derulo performed, and he's got like hit songs that I didn't realize that he had. I was like,
wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Well, I mean, he's got songs that people like. And then he started dancing. And then I was like, why hasn't Jason Derulo blown up like bigger than he is? And then I realized, because he's not Chris Brown. Like, Jason Derulo was the poor man's Chris Brown.
Jason Derulo is pretty big though, isn't he?
He's big, but he's not Chris Brown level. But like he was like crazy dance moves. He's got vocals. He's cute, but he's not Chris Brown. And they're in the same lane. Like they still make that poppy R&B whatever. So sorry, you said Chris Brown, and I meant to say this earlier that Jason Derulo will never be Chris Brown. But also Chris Brown.
Chris Brown will never be Chris Brown.
Chris Brown will never be Chris Brown. But his album has too many songs. We're not gonna listen to all that, Chris. Did you watch his documentary?
No. I don't care about Chris Brown's life. He beat Rihanna.
Rihanna also hit him. So, let's be fair.
Lindsay with the equality. I appreciate that.
I'm a feminist.
But for me, you should listen to the Division album. You should listen to the Big Crit album. You should listen to Sci High to Prince. And this is going to sound crazy. Just trust me. Go listen to Jaden Smith's album.
We're not doing it, Gilbert.
Like, that young man, can rap, but he has, whoever EP'd his album, like, that album is incredibly cohesive from top to bottom. But it's not the best album I've ever heard, obviously, but that young man has talent. I hope he continues to.
I literally thought he was just recycling water. What else? I don't know what it is about him, but I just don't care.
Any new music in your life?
In my life? So, not necessarily new, but I revisited SZA's album, Control. Mm-hmm. And I don't remember what I rated it when we originally rated it on the podcast, but I'm going to go ahead and bump it up to a 4.5.
I can dig it.
That album is fantastic. I no joke, and Gilbert can vouch because he steals my Spotify. I listen to that album at least once a day. Like I have for the last 2 months. It's fantastic, and I think that I slept on it earlier because I didn't like SZA's earlier work, but I think this album is more palatable, and it has some good meanings behind it if you sit down and take time with it.
Have you has SZA changed your perspective on side chicks?
Not in the least. Side chicks are still terrible people.
I mean,
I hope that
every side chick anthem for 2017.
I hope that every side chick, as you were sitting lonely on your couch for Thanksgiving because you don't actually have main privileges, I hope that you realize that you were making terrible decisions with your life, and I hope that you change your ways. Happy Thanksgiving.
That's what I needed. So before we move on to our top 5 and such, I just want to mention briefly, Drake got a tattoo of Denzel Washington on his body. And I don't understand why he did that.
You used to call me on myself.
That's strange. Is that not? Am I the only person that's strange to?
What if I told you I had a tattoo of you on my shoulder right now?
I would stop doing this podcast. I would no longer want to be associated with you.
I don't want to be associated with anybody that would get my face tattooed. Like, and that's the thing. Gilbert and I are actual siblings, like, from the same womb. And he freaked out about me having his face on your body. You can't have a face of somebody you're not related to.
No, but here's the thing. Denzel Washington is technically Drake's peer. And they don't know each other. So it's like, if you want to get a tattoo of, like,
they're not friends?
No.
So then why did he do it?
You want to get a tattoo of Marvin Gaye or Martin Luther King? Like, you can get a picture of, like, dead or Tupac, I guess. Like, that's
Marvin
fine.
Gaye, Martin Luther King, Tupac.
They're all on
These are your options. They're all on the same level.
Yes. They're
wow.
Revolutionaries.
Wow. Fair.
Fair.
You hear Drake, you had you wrong.
Drake has a tattoo of Sade on his body. Like, that's so creepy. Like, Drake, you're creepy, bro. I'm going to get a Drake tattoo.
You know Drake has a J-Lo tattoo. Are they still? No, she's with them, homeboy. No.
It's ridiculous.
Janae Aiko also has a tattoo of Big Sean on her arm.
I'm okay with...
No.
I'm okay with people in relationships getting...
So where's your wife's face on your body? Let
me finish. Like, the face thing is weird, man. Like, I wouldn't want to be with my girl and then, like, see my face. That's like the most, like, I'm not saying that I'm not attractive to myself, but that's like a turn off.
Weirdest
like,
statement.
I don't want to. Like,
you are a turn off to you.
Yeah, like you're trying to be like, you know, in the moment with your gal, and then you see your face looking back at you. It's like, oh, that's me. Like,
would that be your reaction?
Like, whoa. Whoa, that's me.
I hate everything about you right now.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
We
Don't do that. Let's stick to names. Like,
But
I may get Adrian's name tattooed on my body, but I wouldn't get her face because it's not gonna look like her.
That's
and it's
true.
like when he's not around, are you like, is that because she?
Y'all, Gilbert is distraught.
You know, Janae Aiku, like, she cheated on her husband with Big Sean, so I'm just like, is like when you get ready to want to cheat on Big Sean, is looking down at his face, is that gonna stop you? That would probably deter the other dude. Maybe it's a fidelity like thing.
Like, this was Big Sean's idea. Big Sean was marking his territory. It was like, no, we gonna continue. I've been burned too many times. You gonna get my face on your body. That was the last straw. Ariana didn't do it. You can get my face on your arm.
Is Ariana old enough to get a tattoo?
She's a solid 16. So I don't really know what she does. Quick question. How old is The Weeknd?
I mean, heroin ages you quickly, so...
Oh my gosh.
I don't know how old The Weeknd is.
Hey, Weeknd, we wish you would come back.
I think The Weeknd is like 31.
Was it the drugs?
He's 45 in heroin age.
Is that what made him good?
Have you ever listened to The Weeknd? Like,
I don't condone drug use.
One of the songs that brought him to prominence was "You'll Wanna Be High for This."
High for this.
Like, the trilogy is an amazing set of mixtapes, and it is drug fueled.
Well, I'm not saying bring back the heroin, but bring back
The
the
Weeknd
good
is in
music.
another space. Like, once you get to that pop space, there's no coming back. And I'm not mad at The Weeknd for getting... I mean, do you? I like dirty, grungy Weeknd. What's interesting, though, is that he has made these pop soccer moms sing along to songs about cocaine. I can't feel my face when... Like, you realize he's talking about being high, right? And he likes it.
But I love it.
Like, that's ridiculous. That wasn't on the show notes, but, you know...
It's fine.
It is what it is.
We're rolling with it. When I see you in a state of panic, your face, the way that it was, you just gotta go with it.
I got the new Star Wars game. It's fantastic. I enjoy it. If you're on Xbox and you play a Star Wars game, you can hit me up at what's my gamer tag?
Are you giving out your gamer tag right
I
now?
was, but I forgot it. I think it's like,
Is it Prophecy 1906?
I think it is. I think it's Prophecy 1906. Shout out to the Bruz, by the way. I've never done that on this podcast. Shout out to the Bruz.
You're all over the place.
Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated in the building.
Listen. I don't care about you and your other little family.
But I tell you what, anybody that plays Xbox, I'm going to next podcast. I'll let y'all know what my gamer tag is. Come holler at your boy.
Well, then fine. I'll do that as well because I think I low key was gonna buy the new Call of Duty, but apparently it's trash.
Ouch.
I don't
know why I didn't think about that. We really like video games and we like interacting with our people. So it's like, if you guys have Xbox Live, I don't know my gamer tag. I think that's it. I think it's Prophecy 1906.
Yeah.
But add us on Xbox Live, man. Holla at your
What's
people.
mine?
Lens 4436.
There it is.
LINZ 4436 is Lindsay's gamer tag.
So go ahead, add us on Xbox. Come through, but be prepared to lose.
Yeah.
I take my games very seriously.
She does take her games very seriously. Oh, again, shout out to Tandem Canon. That's another dope podcast. They only talk about video games. We talk about video games when a video game that we like comes out, and we talk about it for about 5 minutes. Tandem Canon talks about video games every episode because it's a video game podcast. You should check it out.
Oh my god!
Speaking of Star Wars, a new Star Wars movie is coming out. I haven't bought my tickets yet. I'm going to buy them today. I keep forgetting. I haven't watched a trailer yet. Do you watch trailers for movies still?
Not anymore. And that's what's interesting is that I used to love going to the movies early to see all the trailers in the theater to get excited about it. But they show entirely too much in the trailer.
They do.
There was a movie, I think it was called Atomic Blonde. You know what I'm talking about? It was like the spy movie. They showed the entire plot in that trailer. And to the point where I was like, so I don't have to see the movie anymore. And they lost money from me. So I don't know. I tend to not watch trailers anymore.
Yeah, I'm same here. But I'm really excited about the new Star Wars movie.
It'll be cool. It'll be lit, as the children say.
Does anybody still read books?
I mean, I read.
Because I've been reading this book series by N.K. Jemisin. I'm sorry, dear, if I'm mispronouncing your name, but it's NK space Jemisin. There's a series called the Inheritance Trilogy. I'm on the third book, which is called The Kingdom of Gods. It is a fantastic series. The first of the books is called 100,000 Kingdoms. You guys should check it out and let me know what you think if you read books. If you don't, just continue to be illiterate. So there is a top 5 that we have. Anything else before we dive into the top 5, though? I mean, we're here. We're here. We're live. We're direct.
Nah, I think we're good. Let's just hop into it.
We are going to do a live podcast. Probably not this year. Probably the top of January, we're going to do a live podcast.
You're just putting that stuff out there.
And then because of the end of year stuff, like yearly awards, we want to make sure y'all are involved in that. So if there's a category that you want to know what our favorite blah of the year was, hit us up the way that you normally hit us up. The EBS Podcast on Twitter, the EBS Podcast on Instagram, or at educatedblacksiblings@gmail.com.
And be looking for that Facebook to drop.
Yeah, the Facebook coming soon. Facebook coming soon. Our Facebook is going to be like Mike Jones's album. Did that ever come? Or no? So our top 5 sitcoms.
You are wilding out today.
I am. I'm drunk off water.
I see.
I'm drunk off water. Top 5 sitcoms. So, but not just top 5 sitcoms. Top 5 90s sitcoms. Do you have honorable mentions?
I do.
What's your honorable mention?
So, I'm going to preface my list by saying this. So, Gilbert and I have a slight age gap. He's 5 years older than me. Well, 4 years and 11 months older than me. So, with that being said, there are certain things that he saw that I saw as well, but they probably did not have the same impact on me because of the age in which I saw them. Also, because I know these are the educated black siblings, I don't want to hear it because there is a song in my honorable mentions that everybody's going to be mad that isn't my number 1, but it's fine. It's a great show. It's just not on my list. So I'm just going to preface that before I say the name of the show.
That's real. I will also preface this with saying, sorry to my, I tried to, relate to our white listeners, but most of my shows are black. So
I'm going to apologize to my black listeners because there's definitely going to be a show on here that y'all are going to be mad about, and it's fine.
I wonder if it's the same show.
Y'all can
I wonder
lie.
if it's the same show.
Y'all can lie if you want to lie, but this show is one of the best sitcoms of all time.
It's not going to be the same show. Is it Friends?
But Friends
is not on my list.
So here's my alternate. My number 1 alternate is Martin. Okay? Listen, Gilbert just rolled all of his eyes at me. That's why I prefaced my statement with saying this. Martin is a fantastic show. It's hilarious. I get it. Blah, blah, blah. It's not in my top 5. That's it. You can't leave the room, Gilbert. Sit down. So that's why I preface this by saying, I know y'all are going to be mad. It's okay. I don't know if it's because of the age in which I watched it or whatever it is. I just don't feel for Martin like the rest of the lovely black community does.
I need a damn Gina on the
So
soundboard.
it's fine. So it's not. It's Martin's in my honorable mentions. Can I move on to the rest of them now? All right. Next up, the Parkers.
We're the Parkers.
Hey, mama. Because the Parkers was fantastic. The Wayans Bros. I think people forget about the Wayans Bros, but it was fantastic. We're brothers. Smart Guy. Because Smart Guy was fantastic. And last, Kenan and Kel.
Kenan and Kel was lit.
Kenan and Kel was fantastic.
It was lit. Oh, you just made me think about My Brother and Me. Good
oh my gosh.
punch. So my honorable mentions. My first honorable mention probably should have been in my list because I used to love this show. I hope that somebody else remembers this show, but there's a show called Dinosaurs, and it was
nobody knows.
It wasn't an animation. I don't know what it was, but it was a show about dinosaurs, and there's a baby dinosaur, and he used to say "not the mama" all the time. And it was absolutely. Did you watch that show, Lindsay?
No.
Wait, you've never
But
seen
when
Dinosaurs?
you said that sounds familiar.
Hold on.
Gilbert, we don't have time for you to pull this up.
I'm not trying to pull anything up, but I just think that Not the Mama was hilarious. I thought Not the Mama was hilarious.
Okay, they can look it up on their own time. Next up.
They could.
Not the mama. Not the mama. Not the mama. Not the mama. Not
Okay, so my second honorable mention is the Jamie Foxx show.
Oh, man.
My third honorable mention is the Wayans Brothers. That's my sister already mentioned. And my fourth honorable mention is a show called Home Improvement. With JTTT.
What was with Tim Allen. What was the neighbor's name? I don't know why. That used to be the most, was it not Winston? Wilson?
Mr. Wilson, yeah.
That used to be the most intriguing thing to me when I was younger, that there was a neighbor who we never saw his face. He would just peek over the fence. I don't know why I always loved that.
What's your number 5, bro?
All right, let's get into it. I feel like a lot of people zoned out since of my honorable mention, but it's fine. So my number 5, Mo to the E to the is Moesha, yo.
Moesha is the show that brought Ray J to the world.
So Moesha is the show that solidified Brandy as a pop icon. Moesha was fantastic. A lot of my shows, or maybe all of my shows, have a similar theme, which I think is just a good theme for any sitcom, where you have that comedy, but you also have that serious, tackling serious issues and facing real life things. And Moesha did that very, very well. But it was also hilarious and had a lot of good cameos in it. So, Moesha. Mo to the
Wasn't The Parkers a spinoff of Moesha?
Yes.
Moesha was lit. Moesha was serious.
Super
Moesha
serious.
was lit, though. My number 5 is Married with Children.
No, it's not.
It is. With Al Bundy. That show was lit.
You didn't watch that show.
I did.
When?
All the time. He was a shoe salesman. and,
Shoe salesman.
and it was hilarious. I'm just going to be honest. Married with Children is in this list due to affirmative action. So
Whoa.
the rest of my list is very, very black. But
And that's what you picked, was Married with Children?
yes, Married with Children is 10 times better than Friends. But Married with Children,
Blasphemy.
Married with Children was hilarious. What's your number 4?
I don't even remember.
You wrote it down,
Because
dude.
you're out here with craziness. All right, my number 4 is Sister Sister. T and Tamara, yo. Don't make that face. T and Tamara changed the game. Sister Sister was fantastic. The premise is absolutely ridiculous.
You
But
know they're rebooting that show.
I won't be there for it. I won't be there for the reboot. But the original was fantastic. And Marquise Houston
Was he on that show?
He's Roger.
Marcus Houston
You
was
didn't
Roger?
realize that he was Roger.
Dang, go home, Roger.
Go home, Roger. But yeah,
That show was lit.
Sister Sister was lit.
All right, my number 4 is Family Matters.
Ugh.
Even though Judy went upstairs and never came back. But Family Matters was lit. Family Matters has one of the most iconic characters of all time, Steve Urkel.
Yeah, but look what that did to that young man's career.
I mean,
Or that old man at this point.
them syndication checks is nice though. So,
True.
what's your number 3?
My number 3. That's a good question.
Our number 3 is the same. It's not. Go.
No, so you tried to poo-poo on the show already today. My number 3 is Friends.
Nice.
We don't need the guitar. Friends is a show that I did not watch growing up because I felt like Friends wasn't for me. I felt like I was not the demographic that they were trying to reach on Friends, so I wasn't there for it. But when did I watch Friends? A couple years ago?
Yeah.
It had to be like 2 or 3 years ago when I was finally like, you know what, let me watch Friends. And I had managed to make it throughout life with no Friends spoilers. And it just so happened the day before I was going to start watching Friends, Gilbert was watching it at his house. And I saw like the finale episode and was mad. But Friends is fantastic. And it's a classic. And you can say what you want to say. I know a lot of people, black people in particular, feel a certain way about Friends. And it's fine. Once you get past that and watch the show, you'll realize that it's phenomenal.
So I enjoyed Friends. I had also never seen a single episode of Friends growing up, and then it was on Netflix, so I just watched it.
I think something that Friends suffers from, though, that a lot of sitcoms do because you just want the money, is being too long. I think Friends could have ended in like season 6.
The thing I think is ironic about Friends, though, is that I forget her character's name, but Jennifer Aniston, she's just not a good friend. She's a terrible human being.
Oh my gosh, Rachel Green.
Phoebe was lit, though.
Phoebe was the worst. She was so uncomfortable. Her awkward family stories. No, it was all about Chandler Bing. Bing, which is funny to me because I know everybody had certain people pegged to be the big celebrities from Friends. But it's interesting being somebody that didn't watch Friends because to me, the biggest person that came off of Friends was Matthew Perry. So like I didn't like Jennifer Aniston. I just knew her as the girl that got cheated on by Brad Smith. What's his name?
I don't know. Which one is Matthew Perry?
Matthew Perry was Chandler Bing. And Matthew Perry did one of my favorite movies, The Whole Nine Yards.
I've never seen him in a movie.
The Whole Nine Yards.
I'd say that Jennifer
Aniston is still
star
probably the
there,
biggest
right?
star. But in my life, it was Matthew Perry. All right. But everybody thought it was going to be Joey, but it wasn't.
My number 3 is Living Single.
Which is ironic because that's the show the friend stole from. So
yeah. So when I said that our number 3 was the same, it kind of was.
Oh.
But Living Single is like the Black Friends. But it's Living Single is a great show. I used to love that show.
I did like Living Single.
I don't have anything else to say about Living Single except for that's fantastic. But going back to Friends, I think that the black version of Friends with Gerard Carmichael, Issa Rae, Tiffany Haddish, that was fantastic. I wish,
And that
like,
Jay-Z video?
yes, I don't want them to do like original stories though. I want them to do exactly what they did in the Jay-Z video and just redo all of the Friends episodes with black people. It was hilarious.
Like word for word?
Yes,
shot
word
for
for word, shot for shot. It was great. But then always do like that breakdown at the end where it's like they break the third wall or the fourth wall. Which wall is it? The fifth wall?
Fourth, boo.
The Fifth Element is a good movie.
If you had 5 walls.
What is your...
Is that a fence?
What's your number 2?
Okay, so my number 1 and my number 2. I'm going to keep my number 1 the way that it is so that I don't get hate mail. But my number 2 is super, super important to me and could also be a number 1. And it's Boy Meets World.
I just realized our number 1 is the same again.
It is. Boy Meets World is fantastic. It is everything I've ever wanted in a series and more. And I think that what a lot of shows like Friends and other things suffered from, like show fatigue and just being too long, I think Boy Meets World coped greatly. And they managed to keep a show that watched these kids grow up from elementary school to middle school to high school and to college. But it's the same deal with having super, super funny content mixed in with super serious things that were relevant to my life growing up as a kid. So Boy Meets World. And also shout out to Hulu for streaming Boy Meets World so I don't have to buy the series. Corey Matthews is bae always.
Did you watch Girl Meets World?
I watched the first episode of Girl Meets World where Corey and Topanga have their daughter. And at the end, there's an issue where, like, Corey's daughter's getting on a train, and Corey turns around, and the ghost version of Mr. Feeney is standing there. And that was the moment I realized that I wouldn't be watching that series.
So, I mean, spoiler alert for anyone that's going to watch Girl Meets World.
It's the first episode of the series.
I mean,
It's
gosh.
okay. It already got canceled, so you're probably...
No, it didn't. It's in, like, season 3.
They did 2 seasons, and they canceled it.
Bro, I've seen it. I thought I saw season 3, but anyway.
I mean, we can check. But
What is your
number 2?
Oh, my number 2 is Martin.
Okay, go for it.
Martin is this is a gold standard in comedy. Martin is hilarious. I think Martin actually I know why. It ended because Martin ended up being crazy and kind of molesty too. But it didn't suffer from what you were saying about before because Martin only has 3 seasons, I think.
But that's also because of him.
Yeah.
And
so
him and
there's that.
Homegirl hated each other.
But I think Martin kind of goes without saying, man. Like Martin is just hilarious, man. So
One thing I do love about Martin and Friends is as well, I love it when things are so funny that characters break like on the show to the point where they can't even cut it out, like they have to leave it in. So like you can see like Tommy and them laughing on the side. Martin, I think that stuff is funny.
Martin is classic. Like there's so much stuff that
I'm not hating on Martin. Like
No,
Shanae
but there's a lot of stuff that's in pop culture that people don't even know is from Martin. That is from Martin. I mean, you like the SZA album. SZA got a whole song called "Go Gina," right?
I'm not saying that I'm hating on Martin. Martin just doesn't make my top 5.
Cool. I can dig it.
But it's still a good show. Also, have you seen those? I can't even think of the name, and I feel bad that I can't shout out this company for the people that made like the Martin trivia cards. And it's like a black company that they take black shows and black pop culture and they make it into like trivia games and stuff and sell merchandise. It's really, really cool. Issa Rae like shouted them out and had some of their stuff on Insecure. It's really, really cool. All right, are we ready?
Yeah, number one. What's your number one, man?
Do you want to sing the theme song together or?
I actually, like, I think that we have the same number one, but I mean, I'm not sure. I think it's possible.
100% we have the same number one.
All right, we'll sing the theme song then.
Count us down.
You got it.
All right, my number one is The Fresh Prince Bel-Air.
Mine too.
Okay.
Mine too.
I panicked for a half a second because you weren't speaking. Fresh Prince is the class of the 90s. That's it. Except for when Aunt Viv changed completely.
I thought they handled that really well, though. Because, like, Will walked into the kitchen and was like, you look different. And I thought that was all that needed to be said.
Something about me and my life for being unobservant is that it wasn't until I was older in life that I realized that Aunt Viv was different.
Yo, that girl, the lady, the original Aunt Viv is so bitter.
Oh, I forgot about all the drama when they took.
She's so
like,
bitter.
There'll never be a real reunion without me. The original Aunt Viv.
But there will, though. Like
There has been.
There were like 5 other seasons.
They
without
were
you.
reunited without you. She's.
But yeah, that show. I want to say it launched Will Smith, but it really didn't. I mean, because Will Smith was a Grammy-winning musician, right?
But it wasn't. Wasn't that during the show?
No, he was Fresh Prince and Jazzy DJ Jazzy
I mean, the show didn't
beforehand. Hurt. No, it definitely didn't hurt. It launched his acting career and brought him to like pop stardom. So,
yeah.
But yeah, it was dope. I'm kind of sad nobody else from that show made it, but you know, it is what it is.
No, she didn't make it. Carlton?
Yeah, what movie was he in?
He's in the same curse as Urkel.
Yeah,
and he's talked about that.
He'll always be. That's kind of the problem with being an iconic character. Is that a lot of times you'll always be that character.
Yeah.
Which has been, it was really interesting to me that like Ryan Reynolds was able to get past that. Like, because Ryan Reynolds played a terrible Green Lantern. And then he played a really bad version of Deadpool. But then he just came back as regular Deadpool.
But the thing is that Deadpool lends itself to that.
It does.
So you're able to do that.
It does. And then also the guy from that show that you like with the zombies. The show with the zombies. What's the show with the zombies?
I don't know what a zombie is.
Zombies.
Help me help you.
The Walking Dead.
Okay.
That guy's the Punisher.
Oh, Shane.
Yeah, he's the Punisher. I've never watched that show, so I don't know.
Yeah, he's been off the show since season 2.
But yeah, typically that doesn't happen. You can't really just cross over like that. I don't know how I got.
I don't know. You're stealing light from the Fresh Prince.
Oh yeah,
that show's fantastic.
In West Philadelphia, born and raised.
No, you didn't want to sing it when I heard you sing it earlier, so you don't get to sing it now.
Most of my days.
But what I will say is, what's your favorite episode of Fresh Prince?
My favorite episode of Fresh Prince.
I'll let you think. Well, I tell you mine. Because I know mine wholeheartedly. It is episode 3 of the series, and I believe it's called "Did the Earth Move You?" And it's when Will is
in the basement.
In the basement, I'm stuck in the basement, sitting on a tricycle, girl, getting on my nerves.
Yeah,
that's one of the funniest scenes of all time.
So Will Smith has so many great episodes. So I like the episode where Carlton gets shot.
Oh God!
Like,
I still cry to this day. I still cry.
Any of the episodes where Tatiana Ali was trying to convince us that she was a musical artist,
was her singing career. They do her background dancing.
But I really like the episode where Will Smith is like getting engaged or whatever, so he's passing down the black book to Carlton. They had that ritual.
Oh my God,
that was funny. I just realized Marlon Wayans has a show now, and now that I'm thinking about the Fresh Prince, I'm realizing that he stole a scene. But that scene where he was trying to tell Ashley how to defend herself from bullies, it was like,
mind your business, mind your business.
Marlon did the same thing. But anyway, we'll talk about Fresh Prince all day. That is our top 5. Hit us up on Instagram at the EBS Podcast, or on Twitter at the EBS Podcast, or at Gmail at educatedblack-siblings at gmail.com. Hit us up on any of those platforms. Let us know what your top 5 favorite 90s sitcoms are. And then also let us know what sorts of categories you would like to see us select our favorite 2017 thing from. We don't have a theme song.
Show that we're on. We sing, we talk, and we dance. Even though it's a podcast, EBS.
They can't even see us.
We love each other.
That's it.
And
so,
we talk about the pop culture.
This has been
Donald
either
Trump.
episode 111 or 112. Hopefully we'll see you in actual Fortnite. It's 2 weeks from now. Holla. We don't have a theme song. Stop
Here we are. EBS.